I'm Paul Pearson, host of Star Time, and when I'm not cooking up a batch of my famous wood-flavored chicken, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Have you ever went over a friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good?
Friends of the Waterfront, Saddle presents Pure Sounds, a free concert Saturdays, August 20th and September 3rd from 6 to 9 p.m. Come see sensational regional bands and artists, including the Black Constellation Collective, Shania Shepherd, Ya Tazeen, Porter Ray, Fly Moon Royalty, Breaks and Swells, and the Killer Fabulous Night Train. And it's all at Pier 62. So enjoy yourself with some live music, local food trucks, a beer garden, and all the sights and sounds of Seattle's waterfront. So don't miss Pure Sound's free concert series. Saturdays, August 20th, September 3rd from 6 to 9 p.m. Celebrating the summer of 2022. So for more info, visit puresounds.org.
Hey, this is Paul Pearson. I've hosted the R&B show Star Time since the very beginning of Rainier Avenue Radio, and after years of featuring tracks from the 50s through the 80s, Star Time now plays R&B and hip-hop from the 1990s as well. A whole half-century of soul, funk, hip-hop, and more on Star Time, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Rainier Avenue Radio celebrates the summer of 2022. We will be live from your favorite community festivals and events, including the Doug Baldwin United Way Barbecue in Renton, Atlantic Street Center's Juneteenth celebration on the Rainier Beach Plaza, Jefferson Jumpstarts concert on Beacon Hill, the Junior Football League Jamboree from Judkin Park, and of course, we'll be live from the Othello International Festival, Sunday, August 14th from the Othello Park, and again on August 20th, we will once again broadcast live from the big day of play at Rainier Playfield. If you can't make it to these community celebrations in person, we will be streaming all of them on our broadcast media platforms. So just go to our website, rainieravenueradio.world. If you miss them, you can even go back online and watch and enjoy them again. Rainier Avenue Radio celebrates the summer of 2022.
You know you can't get enough of Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Hey, Sissy Pooh.
Hello.
Hey, where you at? Your mic went off, sis. Turn your mic on.
Sorry, you hear me?
Yeah, where you
I'm
at?
I'm at the waterfront.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Yes, look at it.
Yes, okay. This is intimate conversation.
Yes.
Cool. Beautiful.
I know, and I was trying to figure out the lighting right here, so.
And it looks good. I like the lighting. I love the lighting.
Your hair looks good.
Do it. I was like, should I put it up or
No, you know I like it down.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I'll just leave it down.
It's getting long too.
I know, right? It's
Yes.
really long. I need to cut this stuff. But anyway, welcome, Bawsule Outlets. Welcome to the platform. And today's topic, me and Tiffany are going to be more intimate. So it'll be me and her talking. And so we're going to be talking about who raised you and does that define you, especially in how you raise your kids. So that's always a topic that should always be discussed anyway. So this is what we're going to get into tonight.
Okay.
And so that's a pretty hot topic because a lot of people were raised by not their biological mother. It could be their dad. It could be their grandmother.
Right.
It could be, it could be whoever. So, but does that define your character and who you are? And do you let that change who you are?
Right.
And how you raise your children. So, Tiffany, I'm going to pass the mic to you and let you kind of.
Okay. Hey, you guys. It is Tiffany, Finesse for UT, aka CC the Scientist. First of all, let me shout out Danielle. We love you. Thank you for continuously, like I say, every weekend, opening up this platform. Rainier Avenue Radio, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You guys definitely follow Rainier Avenue Radio. Okay, I just wanted to get that out.
Yes.
So yes. So I will say, for me, the way that I was raised, first of all, my family is from South Carolina. So country as hell. I was born here on base, Fort Lewis base. And so in their country as hell, but military. So it was like really strict, really mean. Whatever was cooked, you had to eat, and you had about 5 minutes to eat that.
How many brothers and how many sisters you had?
So there's 7 of us. So I'm the third. So I have my brother's the oldest. So my mom had 5, and then I've been the youngest, or a set of twins that are adopted, but she adopted them when they were like 10 months old. So we have my brother who's 45, then 43, 45, 43. I'm about to be 42. Then I got one that's going to be 41, 39, and then 37. So we're all 2 years apart.
Okay.
We're all 2 years apart. So there's 7 kids, 21 grandkids, and I think there's like 5 great grandkids. But so growing up, military, but super mean. He did all the discipline. My dad used to beat the shit out of us. Okay.
Wow.
Literally. The way and like I said, when I say like country, I mean like liver and onions, chitlins.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we ate. And you literally had 5 minutes to eat. If you did not eat, he was beating the hell out of us. But if one sibling didn't finish, whooping. I swear he used to just get off on just beating the hell out of us.
You mean to tell me if you didn't finish your food, you get your butt whooped? You
get your ass whooped, and he's about to, and then you're still getting fucked up. Like, you still got to eat though. You know what I mean? And so it was it was fucked up. It was like we had a specific bedtime. We couldn't really stay the night at friends' house. We couldn't really have friends over. It literally was just like church. We went to church like 6 days a week. My dad didn't go though. My dad didn't go. So it was like my mom. So church like 6 days a week, and school. And summertime, we'd like run wild. But it was like one of those things where they were trying so hard to be like so tough, that I think I was probably like 20. Girl, I think I was probably like 24 before I even heard my mom say I love you.
Wow.
I probably was like 23 or 24. I think I had my last daughter when I was 24, my last kid. So yeah, it literally was like you didn't hear any of that. There wasn't hugs. There wasn't have like a good day at school.
No love.
Oh, there was no love. It was like one of those things where you're like, I cannot wait to grow up. I cannot wait to move out, to get the fuck out this house. There was literally no love. And it was literally one of those, you couldn't ask questions. So it's like, why, how now kids be like, why is it this way? Or why is it that way? Or why does this? Girl, I wish you would ask why. You didn't even have the option to ask why. It was always because I said so. And that was it. There wasn't any, that was it. You know what I mean?
Did they have kids? I mean,
you said did what?
Did they want to have kids? Because the way that they was like treating you guys, like,
oh yeah, and it was my dad. Well, you would have thought that motherfucker, besides all the outside kids his ass had too, was a fucking trip. Oh, he was a whole whore.
Wow. So you got outside brothers and sisters?
I have outside brothers and sisters. Yes.
Wow.
I have outside. I found out probably about one of the girls, maybe like maybe 10 years ago, maybe. But then what tripped me out even more is my mom knew about all these kids.
Wow, the burden she must have carried just knowing.
Yeah, she knew about all these kids. And so that was crazy when we found out. And we all have like little similarities, but then we really don't, I don't think we really look alike. But she like favored like certain parts of like us, and we're like, oh yeah, when people are like related, they have certain things, that's how it was, with one, and then the other, and then his son looked just like my dad. He was just mixed, but he was a splitting image of my dad, complete image. So it was just like it was crazy, and my mom just like dealt with it. You know what I mean? She just dealt with it. So then once he finally brought that last kid home, he had the nerve to bring the kid home. Once he finally Girl walked in like that little boy was a damn prop.
Wow.
But once he walked in and brought that kid.
How old was the kid that he brought in?
Oh, when he brought him in, he might have been maybe like 2. Maybe something around there, maybe like 2. He brought him. Girl walked in looking just look, I'm out, I'm outside and I'm like, something is
no heads up, nothing. He just brought him in.
No, girl walked in one day with the little boy like he was a prop. And then from that point on, it was like him and my mom was really, I guess once he got bold enough to bring him into the household. So then they kind of like basically went like their separate ways. And then they finally ended up the divorce. And he's been married for fucking ever or whatever, they ended up finally, but it was really just like, there was no love in the household. There was absolutely no love. So one thing that I said is when I had kids, I was doing shit completely different. And I was a teen mom. So for the people that don't know, I got pregnant at 14. I had my son when I was 15. Wow. I had him 9th grade year. I had him 2nd semester of 9th grade year in high school. And so I made sure that. Oh, girl, look, we didn't realize they closed the waterfront up. So what I said was, so it might get dark for a second. So what I said was when I had kids, I was definitely not going to, it was definitely not, you got my light. It was definitely, it's too bright. Hold on. You're crazy. So I said, when I had kids, I definitely was not going to be how I was not going to follow in my parents' footsteps, like at all. I made it a point, like I am definitely not following in any of you guys, in any of you guys' footsteps. I am definitely going to be completely different, with my kids. And literally, I'm completely different with my kids.
Yeah.
Completely different. I tell my children every day, there is not a day that goes by that I don't tell my children I love them. I tell them every single day I love them. In the morning, my kids get kisses. My 17-year-old still kisses my ass on the lips.
Wow.
So it's like, and they see that. They see that love. And I don't just tell them, but I show them. They know what it's like.
Yeah.
And one thing that I don't have is me and my siblings aren't close, like at all.
The ones that were raised in the house with you, you guys aren't close?
No, we're not close at all. And we literally live, I bullshit you not. We live all probably about 5 minutes from each other.
Wow.
Yeah. None of us are close. And none of us are close. And so when my daughters get to beefing with each other and shit, I literally am like, do you want to be like me and your aunties? They don't know half their fucking cousins. It's just, that's not on me though. That's a whole different topic. But I show them love. I tell them, like I said, I love them every day. As soon as I walk in, there are a million kisses, but when they leave, there's a million kisses. I check up on them all the time. My son's not even here. He lives in Florida and he's almost 27. And every day, I love you. I love you, son. Have a good day. And he'd be like, love you too, mom. Like, you know what I mean? But me and him, had to grow up together, me being a teen mom.
Yeah, baby, having a baby.
Yeah. So that's, that is like my dude. For real, and it's not, he's not here. So he just worries anyway,
Wow, man.
But I think the way you grow up can definitely, I think it depends on how you choose to take how you're raised. You know what I mean? Because of course there can be people that grow up fucked up. And then because you were never shown that love.
Tiff. Ooh-wee.
For me, I knew we were never shown love and affection, hugs and kisses.
Tiffany, your phone is breaking up. Phone breaking up.
How is it now?
Your face is blurry.
Probably because I'm down here at this waterfront.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it still?
Yeah, it's good
Okay,
now.
hold on. Hold on. I'm about to pull over in a second.
Freaking keep itching my face, all his hair.
Right.
But I'm listening.
I wanted to do the opposite.
Yeah.
And I didn't want, the relationship. I didn't want to have the relationship that I have like with my parents. I didn't want that with my kids. I wanted to show them, love and affection and, how to be treated.
Yeah. You wanted to break.
Oh, you definitely breaking generational curses.
Yeah.
Definitely breaking generational curses for sure.
Tiff. Oh, wait, she went out again. Tiff. Well, thank you, Bawsule Outlets, for tuning in. Again, we're listening to Does Things Define You? That's that from your upbringing, from whoever may have raised you. And Tiffany's story is just it's definitely a story to be told, because there are people in Tiffany's situation who faces these things, and it doesn't always turn out the way that Tiffany is living her life now. A lot of people, turn to other methods to get through their childhood and how they were treated. And Tiffany is definitely a soldier, not to say that, it didn't affect her, but she didn't let it break her neither. So, and much love to you,
right,
for that.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy though is, really quick, and then I'm gonna let you tell yours, is what's crazy is I've even asked my adult, like, why did you never do this? Why did you never? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you just came back in.
Okay. As an adult, like, why did she never?
Your phone's breaking up, Tiff.
Grandma never did, and my grandma's, her grandma.
Yeah, you're going in and out, Tiffany. Can't hear you at all.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm done. I parked. So what I said was, when I asked my mom, like, why, she never did that, showed us affection. Yeah. She said my grandma never showed her grandma never showed her. So it's like, it took all them generations to not do that for me to break that shit. So yeah. But what about you? Because you wasn't even raised here, Ebony. Let's hear your story.
No. Yeah, so my mother is Filipino, and of course my grandmother is African. And so my mother, she married my dad, but she didn't marry my dad for love. She married him to come over to the United States so she can have the American life, right? And so she ended up getting pregnant with my brother, and then she got pregnant with me. And then we were there in the Philippines, and then we later migrated down to third world country, Africa, and stayed there for many of years. And then we later migrated down to Gastonia, North Carolina. And my dad was a Rolling Stone too, because he was like Baskin Robbins. There was all kind of flavors. So when they say Black Lives Matter, I'm like, all lives matter. I done had all nationalities. Heck, I'm half Asian, right? Half Filipino. So, and then my sisters, they're mixed too. Like Tanae, she's Mexican and Black, and Japanese Black, Black, white and Black. I mean, we got it all in our family. And my grandmother, she was pretty strict too. Like she, basically we couldn't use the kitchen at a certain time. She would shut it down. There was no kitchen, no using the bathroom, because we had an outhouse, and the bathroom, of course, was, outside. So, we couldn't use that. So, and it's different because I didn't have my mother raising me, and so it was my grandmother raising me. So that was my mother. And, my dad, of course, he would come by, but it was mainly my grandmother holding us all down, all of us girls down, and raising kids when she didn't already raise kids. And she's over here raising her grandchildren, right? And she's teaching us, how to survive and basically teaching us how to live. And to this day, you know, I miss my grandmother to death, but I mean, she taught me morals and values and codes and everything, but she never said, I love you neither. My grandma did things to show you that she loved you. It was the things that she did for you, not necessarily tell you. And then my mother, with her Filipino background, she was raised by her grandmother. She didn't see her mother until she was actually 7 for the first time, because my mother's grandmother raised her. So it was like, wow. And then when my mother finally did come here to America, I mean, she pretty much married another man, right? And her first job was at a bar, right? It's the American life. It's a job at a bar, and it ain't paying her $1 an hour. So she's excited to be working at a bar, right? And so she ended up marrying her husband from the bar, whom mistreated me, you know, because I wasn't his, you know, biological daughter. It's like some men, when they marry and they have children, you're marrying the package deal. You're just not marrying that woman that you're in love with. You need to be in love with her children just as much as you're in love with her. And that wasn't the case for my father. And so he, of course, would whip me for biting my nails. I mean, I'd get a whooping for biting my nails. And it was just an molestation. We're just not even going to go there. But my grandmother found out about it once my mother came back. She was in the United States, and she found out. And so she threatened my mother. And so I went to go live back with, of course, my grandmother again, because I wanted to live with my mother. I mean, who doesn't want to bond with their biological mother? It's their mother. You want to have that relationship. And it was me, my mom having me and really not wanting me. She had me that was her ticket to come to America. You know what I'm saying? And so now that she wasn't forced by a man she really wasn't attracted to in love, which was my dad. And now that she's come to America because of my dad, she finally found her true love, I guess, in a bar. And that was the man that she's still with to this day. And of course they had a child together, but he wasn't that father to me. He did everything to try to break me, but because of the backbone of my grandmother and what she installed in me, I was unbreakable. And even molestation, like I said, that's a thing, especially when it's by a man that's not of your father. That's why you got to be careful of the men who come in your children's lives, because their background, you know, you see love when they see something different. Your eyesight is different than their eyesight, right? They're seeing opportunity. And to you, oh, I'm seeing love. So, you know, my mom was blinded by all of that. And then after finding out what he did to me and, you know, and whooping on my brother for no reason, that's when my grandmother called CPS. And then my mom told her, if you drop everything, I'll just, you know, let you live with your grandmother. So my grandmother pretty much raised me. And I'm still married to him? Still married to him to this day. And it's very difficult when I go to her house. She lives in Puyallup. And the way he looks at me from just since I was a little girl till now is just, he tried to break me. And I used to, you know, I used to hate him. And I don't hate anybody because I love everyone equally. And I realized that hate was consuming me. So I had to find forgiveness for me to forgive him. And because I realized he was taking too much of my power, and my power was meant for me and not to give away. So once I took my power back, I no longer felt that strong resentment and hatred towards him. And so when I go over there to visit my mother, it's like, you know, I don't see you the way that I've seen you. You are the monster that you are. And I'm going to let God deal with you. Right. I've surrendered you to him. So you're no longer my problem. And so I tolerate him to, you know, have a relationship with my mother. And it was hard to have a relationship with her because, mind you, she never really wanted me. Right. I was just a convenient situation I was her meal ticket to America. And so was my brother. But, over time, we built this relationship, and it's better than it was, but it's still not like a mother-daughter relationship that I would have liked to have. But because of what my grandma installed in me, I'm able to have relationships with my kids.
Yes.
And I'm, of course, being overprotective with them because of what happened to me. Of course, my girlfriend couldn't go spend a night with my mom, which is pretty sad because she was living with that monster in her house. Yep. And I just refuse to have my grandchildren or my child stay in that home. So when they do go visit, it's always with me. They're never alone.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so same scenario, just different background. My mother, again, never told me she loved me. And it was always what she can get from me. Because my mom always, she knew my paydays. Like, I had to realize, she just want my money or she want a relationship?
Yeah.
And when I cut off the money, she snapped an attitude. And I just realized, and I'm not saying all Filipino people are like that, but a lot of them are money hungry.
Money hungry,
or they're in the casino. I mean, and it's like, or they're vetting men that can do for them, right? So they can live off of them. And maybe I have this outlook because of my mom using me as her meal ticket to come here to America and to have this free life, right?
Right.
And so anyway, I have a relationship with my sisters, my dad, and my grandma, of course, passed. And but anyway, she made me the person I am today. And without her, I would probably be a lost soul, a lost spirit, because if it was left to my mother raising me, I don't know how I would have turned out. Really,
yeah.
Especially with her not really loving me the way that a mother should love a daughter, and then marrying a monster. So that was a no-win situation.
Right.
My grandmother, she raised all of my dad's kids and some. And I feel like that made me the person I am today. Very strong-minded, very strong-willed, hard to break. And it's like, it takes a lot to break me because my tolerance is really high. And then it taught me to be a giver in people, to plant positive seeds in people, and it's not all about you. Sometimes it's about, it's about them, because sometimes you get in a situation where you talk to people and they're just talking nonstop. And it's like, dang, do you even want to hear what's going on with me?
Right.
I mean, I've been listening to you for like 2 hours now. I mean, it's it. Do I get a turn? And then it's like, oh, I gotta let you go, Tiff. Listen, I'll talk to you later. It's like,
fuck that.
It's like, oh my God, And so my grandmother taught me that too. Sometimes it's good to be a good listener. I mean, of character, and it's not all about you. Sometimes you got to feed people's spirit. And so to this day, that's what I do. It's not all about me. I have issues, but other people got issues too. Sometimes you just need to be that ear for them.
That's it. That is it. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, very deep, intimate conversation today because I've never shared that intimate side of me. Tiff?
Yeah, I know, because you are a hard fucking shell.
And that's because of my grandma. I'm a hard shell to break. And it takes a lot of confidence to even work yourself up to that point, to feel confident in what you're saying, because you've overcome it. When you overcome something, you can freely talk about it. When you don't overcome it, you're more hesitant to even share it. You know what I'm saying? Because it breaks you. It's like you reliving that whole moment over again. And it's like torture. For me, I'm sharing it because it didn't break me, and it's not going to define who I am.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then I also think just the judgment from others too. You know what I mean? Just when you tell your story, you know what I mean? Just the what the fuck are they gonna say? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be, I feel like that person where I just don't give a fuck what people think. You know what I mean? I just don't. That's just who I am. But it's that reason, because people can get in your head so fucking, I'm already in my head enough. You know what I mean? I'm always in my head. So
I don't need nobody else dancing around upstairs. And that's the worst place anybody can play at, is in your head. I'd rather go to the streets and let's figure this out. Don't let the looks fool you. Because I had sisters, I had to throw hands, right? So it's like, I'd rather be physical than mental. Like, don't go upstairs because she's good up there. But when you get to starting to rearrange stuff in there, I don't know what kind of person you're gonna get.
Right.
I mean, the furniture is already staged. Leave it there. Don't go trying to move the furniture around, because then you're moving me around, and I'm not going to be that Ebony that you thought you knew.
Absolutely.
So definitely, just I don't like head games, and that's why I don't surround myself around people that are messy or people that, you know, want to see your downfall. And I'm a pretty good reader of character. You know, I've told you about people in your life. I could just pretty much, right? And it's like it gifted like that. But it's like I pick and choose the people that's in my circle too, because I don't play well with others, and it ain't because I don't like you. It's your energy
energy. So big on energy. Yeah. And I don't even got time to explain. I'm to the point now, especially with the age that I'm at. If the energy is not there, I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm not. It really is.
Your energy to get through any battle or anything that you may be facing, you know, because at the end of the day, it's you fighting these battles, whatever they may be, whatever's coming your direction, it's you. And if you're not properly guarded, you know, with the proper mindset and the energy that you need to fight through, then you're a dead fish in the water. So you got to protect your energy. Louise, she kind of went away. But time is up. Sorry. Time is up. And so I see you guys next Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in with Bawsule Outlet. And we will see you next Tuesday.